spoiler end credit scene talking about the Black Widow. I've just come out of the cinema. We can drive home if you want. Will
Okay,
I do
cool.
this? Okay.
Sure.
Say hello, Kirsten.
Hi.
Okay, so I'm trying not to cover the camera. This is really badly done. So I'm not at home, obviously, just on the way back, and I thought I would talk about the end credit scene. So this is spoilers. The film itself was surprisingly much better than I expected it to be, and my expectation was low because I didn't know if there would be that emotionality towards the character, specifically with Black Widow or Scarlett Johansson, because we know where she ends up. If you've seen Endgames, you know how she ends up, and so you know for the time being that she's going to be alive until she gets to that moment in the obviously her scene in it, the end game. And so I was thinking the whole time, well, how am I going to be emotionally invested in this? Surprisingly, with the family, it makes it very investable. Is that the word?
No, but talk about the end of it.
Okay, so by the time you get to the end, you were fully invested in the character once again, which is, I thought, was really hard to do. So, you know, it claps all around going, okay, this is much better than I expected it to be. So once you see Natasha go off on her jet once again at the end of the film, if you stayed and you waited for the credits, like you should do, just to say well done filmmakers, you would get to the end scene where you see her sister is visiting her tombstone, because this scene now takes place at the end, where she's died. Is after the end game, so it's basically the next phase. We see her sister whistle. It's the whistle that they have as children. She goes, and we you kind of hope upon hope that somehow she's alive and she whistles back, but she doesn't, and everybody in the cinema goes, no. But there surprisingly is an agent next to her, one we've seen before in the Winter Soldier TV series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or now we call him Captain America. We saw that agent recruiting someone else. I'm sure you'll remember in the series if you've seen it. And so now we know that she's been recruited to go and which is horrific. If you see, your sister would never have wanted that. So it's a really harsh way to go with the storyline, which basically has sparked a big theories online as to where the story is going to go. Is she going to be in? Is her sister going to be in the next series, hunting down our, what's his name? I keep forgetting his name. Our Arrow dude. What's his name?
Hawkeye?
Yes, thank you. I love the fact that you remembered the name and I just completely blanked. Amazing. So we know we're getting a TV series. I'm pretty sure that's going to link into that. But at the same time, did you? Yeah, thank you, Mr. 5GX. Yeah, Hawkeye. I can't believe I forgot his name. At the same time, if you paid attention, you would have seen where she was buried, where Romanoff was buried. It's under the blossom tree, where we think it's her mother's burial, and she didn't know the name. And I think people, once they get it on Disney Plus, are going to zoom in to try and catch the name of the tombstone next to her. If I'm right, I think I'm right, is that we will know what the unknown name is, because I feel like that's going to be another link to something specific. We don't quite know what it is yet, but that's definitely the location. It's the tree, it's the tombstone. It would make sense for it to be there. There was another tombstone there. So I think that's a lot of fun with what they've done there, kind of linking our worlds into the next phase. If you've been watching Loki, you know we're going for the multiverse. We're going to see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and they seem to, well, MCU is so good at connecting everything. Even if you go back, they somehow have connected so much, and so it looks like we're going to have that connectivity story. But will they end up killing each other, Hawkeye and her sister, or will they end up teaming up together? I hope that obviously the case will be that she'll understand what happened. Let me know your theories down below. What do you think is going to happen in the next phase? Because obviously there's a lot more story to go there. And what did you think of the film? I thought it was much better than I expected. I've heard some bad reviews about it, but I think it was far more entertaining. The action sequences were great, but it was the conversation with the characters like David Harbour, Rice, Scarlett Johansson, Pugh, them two together bantering as sister and sister and father and mother, and when they're on screen together and there's no action, that is when the film shines, which was amazing to me. So thanks so much for watching this. Valentina was such a shock. Yeah, absolutely. My only letdown really would be the main bad guy. I feel like that's not the bad guy that I know from the comics. I was hoping that we were going to get more, but who knows what they'll do with that character in the future. The effects, as always, were fantastic. The score at the end credit scene was amazing. Well, not the credit scene, in the credits. The score was great, but I was more caught up in the score during the credits. There's one particular a Russian sounding score that just blew my mind, and I was like, damn, that's good. They should have had that in the film. They definitely had a cue of it in the film, but they didn't have it mostly throughout the film. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna want to buy that score because it was so good. Have it on vinyl. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna sign out now as we're almost home, and this has been a bumpy talk about the end credit scene. I hope you've enjoyed it. What was it about? You'll have to go back and watch when this is on replay. Thanks very much. Bye.